Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the BAMF podcast. I'm your host, Mike Lafferty, here with Jacob Blackman.
Hello.
And hey, just so you know that we are a high quality, high production value podcast. Hang on. Because I was told we need intro music. So there it is. Talking movies today. What movies have you watched lately, Jacob?
I've watched a few. Let me see. What was the most recent one I saw? I saw the New Mutants film.
Oh, what'd you think?
I thought it was okay. Wasn't great. Wasn't terrible. I thought it was okay. It seemed like it would have been a great pilot for a series. The way it was structured and the way it ended, I think it would have made for a wonderful pilot for a series.
Okay.
Alas, they made it a movie instead, and then they pushed it back and pushed it back so that the actors that they cast would no longer be relevant and super popular for the time that they cast them. They're still popular. It's just they're not as they wouldn't have made as much of an impression as they would have if they had released it on time.
Well, the girl who played Arya Stark, Maisie Williams, is that her name? Yeah, I mean, she's great. I love to see her in something else. I just haven't seen her.
She is a wonderful Rain. I love her as Rain Sinclair. I thought the casting was excellent, and the characters did a fantastic job of portraying the characters who they're supposed to be.
Cool. Looks like Sean Isaac might be joining us. Hey, Sean, how you doing, sir?
I mean, I'm going to try. We'll see if anybody can hear me.
Yeah.
We can hear you this time.
Loud and clear, sir. Thanks for joining us.
No worries. I had to shut everything down to be able to get it to work.
Sometimes the internet be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, we're talking about the New Mutants movie. What did you think about that one?
Oh, the New Mutants movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a movie. I don't know, it's so totally not memorable for me. I loved the creatures. I think the actors were all cool. Magic was a bit strange, but I think that's what they were going for. And the chick playing Wolfsbane was clearly so much like her talent was kind of wasted. Like she was such better actor than like everybody else in that movie, and so many things didn't make sense to me in that movie as well. I was just like to say, what now? Yeah, I don't know. I think the story needed a bit of work, but I mean the mood and the effects and stuff was really cool. Like I like that they went for the horror angle, but it just seemed poorly executed.
Hey, and there's Walt Rebillard has joined us. Hey, Walt.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, we're just talking about your
Walt, you're late.
Were we talking about what?
Your girl Magic in New Mutants.
Oh, Magic is the dopest.
And there she is.
I was particularly happy with the effects they had for her. I liked the soul armor and soul sword. You know, it was just neat.
I kind of like the twist. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask your opinion, so please feel free.
I kind of like the idea of Lockheed as a little tiny stuffed animal in the beginning. That was a neat twist. And then when you actually saw Lockheed, you were like, yes,
yeah. Awesome. Lockheed has always been one of my favorite characters.
I mean, it looked cool. Maisie Williams was amazing. Like I literally watched it just for her because she was so good. Like everything, like it's a beautifully shot movie. The effects are cool. Everybody's powers are cool. The story was just like, why, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
they try to make it a mystery, but it's pretty obvious what's going on. You know, the idea that suddenly all their fears are coming to life when this new girl shows up. It's her. she's doing it. Because anyone who knows the character knows that her power is that she manifests people's fears. So much like the second Spider-Man film, Mysterio's a hero. No, he's really not.
But the cool thing about Mysterio though is that all my friends that don't read comics were totally like, oh my god, because Jake Gyllenhaal was so convincing. Like you wanted him to be a good guy. Like even if you knew, you wanted him to be the good guy because he was so cool. And then when that twist happens and you see him change, all my non-comic friends were like, oh my god, you mean he's not a good guy? I'm like, no, he's never been a good guy. Like,
it's been about 60 years now. Hey, how do you guys feel about Guy Ritchie movies?
Depends on the Guy Ritchie film. I have the majority of Guy Ritchie films I have enjoyed. There have been a couple I have not.
I've loved almost all of them, and the ones that I didn't love, I liked quite a bit.
Did you guys know there was one of his that was supposed to come out this last year during COVID, but it didn't, and just kind of creeped out in the last couple of months, called The Gentleman?
The Gentleman?
I am unfamiliar with this.
Yeah, it's kind of like an update on the whole Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch kind of plot, funny gangsters in London. Hey, Walt, there was a scene that kind of reminded me of you, or at least the way I imagine you are.
Oh, God.
Colin Farrell. Well, Colin Farrell plays a tough guy, sort of an Irish tough guy with a heart of gold, called The Coach.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, let me bring it up real fast. It's like 4 minutes. You guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing nothing.
No, I don't hear anything.
Technology. All right. How does it work? All right, hang on. Let me try this again. Matthew McConaughey is in this too.
Yeah, but the idea that Guy Ritchie going back to.
So anyway, that really amused the hell out of me. I don't know if you guys like that or not.
I like that. That was cool. I want to watch the rest of that.
I'm all in for that. His dialogue is always so awesome.
Yeah, that's go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, hell yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam plays Matthew McConaughey's consigliere, and Matthew McConaughey is a big weed farmer over in London. He's got a network of subterranean hydroponic farms, it's a Guy Ritchie movie. It's a complicated plot, but it's all really about the dialogue. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it was supposed to be a big deal when it came out, but then there was COVID, and no one's gone to movies for the last year and a half. So yeah.
So it's called The Gentleman.
The Gentleman, yeah.
Excellent. I'll track that down. Try to give it a watch.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna see if I can find it. Yeah.
Sean, I see you've watched the ShangChi trailer like 13 times.
It's on 14 now. Yeah.
You want to try 15?
Every time I'm like, oh, I don't know what to watch. You know what? I'll just watch the trailer again.
It is a fun trailer. I'm looking forward to it.
It is so like I have like rudimentary knowledge of Shang-Chi. Like I've always been more of like an Iron Fist fan. So, but like when he showed up in some like crossovers and stuff, then I read about him. So I have like rudimentary Shang-Chi knowledge. But this is like I've watched Kim's Convenience, and so the actor that they cast is just he's such a genuine dude. Like he honestly deserves this, and I think he's gonna blow it away.
I thought it was interesting they didn't have any tie-ins to anyone else in the Marvel universe that I could pick out.
The Ten Rings is showing up, so that ties it to Iron Man.
Well, yeah, that's true, but
I mean, we don't know. Like the cool thing is they don't show a lot in the trailer, and so I'm going to try and avoid all the other trailers because I want every little bit of the show to be a surprise. I want to just enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess we've had so many years of Marvel movies where it's like, oh, hey, there's Rocket Raccoon, there's Rhodey, there's always a cameo. And this one, it's the first Marvel movie I can think of in a long time where there isn't a tie-in to something else. But
true.
All right, yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, this is a character I've always been aware of, but I've read one comic book, one of Warren Ellis's Secret Avengers from like 10 years ago, had ShangChi as an Avenger for a few issues. So other than that,
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to go to the comic shop this weekend and just buy a whole bunch of ShangChi stuff to read.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just trying to think of who some of these villains are. The one I recognize is just the stupidest villain, and I can't believe I recognize him.
Oh, Razor Fist. Because
Razor Fist. They have freaking Razor Fist in there. He's just the dumbest villain, and yet he's the one I notice.
Oh no! Like as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh my god, is that Razor Fist? They're putting Razor Fist in here," and I'm like, "That is amazing!" Like, my thing is just, I hope they don't kill him off by the end. Like, I kind of want him to show up again, you know?
Yeah, I'm hoping the newer movies start getting rid of the "we kill the villains at the end" bit.
Yeah. I'd like bring them back, because people love the villains. Like,
Batroc keeps showing up. I'll go Batroc all day.
Oh yeah, flipping, give us some more Batroc. Like, throw him in. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Phase 4 of Marvel Studios is leading to Phase 5. We'll get a Thunderbolts and an Agents of Atlas movie. Like, I think that'd be cool. If we get if Phase 4 is setting those two franchises up, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this trailer?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was light. I liked the fact that the martial arts actually looked like martial arts instead of a dude like, "Hey, you should punch here." The thing I'm a little worried about is when they're showing the big like monastery scenes. I got like G.I. Joe the movie vibe from it, and I ShangChi was all about like kung fu back in the day, and it built on that whole kung fu like draw of like the late 70s, early 80s, and to have like ninjas running around and stuff like that. I just don't want it to turn into a ninja movie where it's like DC's League of Assassins or G.I. Joe with the hand, not the hand. Well, that's Daredevil with the hand. G.I. Joe with the Chicago. I'd really like it to exemplify like that element of Chinese theater, and you get a little bit of that at one point with there's a kung fu scene between two characters, and you get that like that spinning whirlwind effect through the leaves that you see in a lot of wushu type theater, and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Hey, speaking of martial arts and movies, you guys know what's coming out this Thursday?
I believe that would be Mortal Kombat on
Kombat.
HBO Max.
Before we segue into Mortal Kombat, I wanted to say like the one sort of the biggest disappointment as far as well, not biggest, it's been a lot, but one of my biggest was when in I think it's the second Wolverine movie, like you have the trailer and it's Wolverine fighting ninjas, and then he never even fights ninjas. Like there's that scene where it's like where there's that little town and he's walking through it, and the ninjas just kind of pin him down with like arrows and rope and stuff, and that's pretty much it. And that lasts for like maybe a minute or two. Yeah. And I was just like, guys, you missed the whole point. You could have given me 20 minutes of Wolverine just slicing up freaking ninjas through buildings. They could have wrecked that entire little town in a fight with Wolverine fighting ninjas, and you didn't go for it.
Yeah, that would have been epic.
And then you give us a giant robot Silver Samurai instead of just Silver Samurai. Like, no, that was terrible. I was very disappointed. I was like, I wanted to see Wolverine fighting ninjas, and you gave me everything but that.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a disappointment, especially with, his. There was no like real Lady Deathstrike or anything like that. I mean, that would have been epic.
Yeah.
Well, they'd already used Deathstrike in a previous movie.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they used Deadpool in a previous movie too, and then they went back and did it right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a grumpy old bastard. I enjoyed the Wolverine movies, but I feel like so much of that stuff could have been better. But I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh, they should change this or change that, because they made Wolverine's movies, and 20 years ago, we were like desperate for any comic book movies we could find.
We do have to thank those series of X-Men movies for starting the golden age of superhero films. Yes.
So, do we want to talk about Mortal Kombat, or are we all over the Mortal Kombat thing?
I mean, I'll watch it. It's not like I'm like, oh, Mortal Kombat. I must watch the Mortal Kombat. I'm like, no. The Mortal Kombat movie is still that first one that came out. That still blows my mind. So this is just like, cool, probably better effects. I want to check it out. But like, it's not like I'm more excited for like the next episode of Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yeah, we've been doing a regular show about that on Mondays, and the finale. It seems like it'll be interesting. I am 2 shows back though, so I got to catch up. But
hopefully, like the WandaVision, it'll be an extra long episode for the finale.
I hope so.
Yeah, Walt, you're not watching that, are you?
No, I'm not watching any of the new Marvel stuff. Nah.
Friendship over.
It's not really because I'm not interested. It's more just because I don't have the time, and I don't want to get sucked into like another show that I'll be like, wow, I just blew 12 hours. Crap, I'm losing a lot of money.
Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier will only be 6 hours of your life when it's all.
I'm taking Friday off work, and I'm starting really early in the morning, and I'm going to start from like episode 1, and I'm going to watch all 5 episodes, and then as soon as the last episode comes out, I'm going to watch it like right afterwards. So I have like I'm basically doing a 6-hour movie marathon on Friday.
It'll be good to see Sam in the suit. Spoilers, but yeah, looking forward to that. You guys want to see the first minute or so of this very, very long Mortal Kombat trailer?
Sure.
Cool.
All right. And this was from February, so you've probably already seen this, but.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking?
Whew, okay. This is a long-ass trailer. I don't know if I can take much more.
It is a long trailer.
But I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. It's all about the guys fighting, in the last, once they actually finally get to the place.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Walt just bailed. Sorry, Walt. See you later. So you guys excited for this? Are you just tolerant of it, or?
I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. We'll see how it is when it comes out. I much like a lot of other video game to movie adaptations. I'm not expecting a lot, but I expect some decent fight scenes and special effects, and that's about it. I'm not really gonna guess about the plot.
What's your favorite game to movie adaptation?
For me, so far, Silent Hill I think is one of the best. The first one.
The first one, yeah. I love Silent Hill. Silent Hill and DOA. I just love it. It's so fun.
DOA was a wonderful movie to sit with my friends and mock.
It was awesome. Okay, as soon as you see Eric Roberts, you're like, oh, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, it's just I have a friend, Angela, and she wasn't really familiar with some of the movie nights that me and my friends do, and when she heard that we were going to be watching DOA, she was like, "Why? Why is this your choice? There's so many better movies we could." And no. The point is to watch this terrible movie and mock it incessantly as we watch it. And once she understood that, she had a great time. And it was just it was a wonderful night.
It's great. I love that movie so much. But yeah, Silent Hill is like my top game to movie adaptation.
I can't really think of one that I've liked. Damn. There's a lot of real. I mean, I guess Prince of Persia was just okay. It wasn't. I didn't hate it.
Prince of Persia was okay, and they tried to make it seem like Ben Kingsley wasn't the bad guy, but we knew Ben Kingsley was the bad guy.
Yeah, well, whenever Ben Kingsley is in a movie where he's not Gandhi, there's a really high percentage chance that he's the bad guy.
You know, I was talking to some friends earlier today about Iron Man 3 and how, like, the twist, the Mandarin twist, I would have hated it if it was a lesser actor, but because it's Ben Kingsley, he pulled it off so much that I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious and amazing.
That I have to concede your point on that one. That was a great joke, and they pulled it off well.
Yeah, if it was any other actor, I would have been like, oh, this is kind of weak, but he was just so funny. I was like, I'm totally buying into this, like, down and out actor just trying to play a role. Like, he did it so well. It was awesome.
Yeah, to go back to that, and it's linked to the Shang-Chi film, because it looks like in classic Shang-Chi, he is the son of Fu Manchu, who is an open source character. In Marvel, Fu Manchu has appeared, but also has a couple of other analogs, which could be the Mandarin or the Yellow Claw. It appears as though they are going with he is the son of the Mandarin in this. And for those who might be confused about that link, they did a special in one of the DVDs, which is available on YouTube. It's called Hail to the King. And I recommend you go see it before you go see the Shang-Chi film, where we see Ben Kingsley's character from Iron Man 3 in prison after the events of Iron Man 3. And he's giving an interview about what his time was like, and we find out that there might be something more behind the 10 rings than we initially thought.
Yeah, and that was kind of a fun little. It was like a 5-minute long thing, right?
Yeah, it was pretty short.
And they were kind of foreshadowing the real Mandarin, but that was like 5 years ago. But I mean, yeah, it's Marvel. They take time to set things up. And for anyone who is listening to us on iTunes, I just played this clip that just came out like an hour ago from HBO Max. It was an opening scene where you've got Scorpion fighting Sub-Zero way back in looked like feudal Japan, and it looked like a halfway decent samurai movie. From the scene that we saw. So
it was shot pretty nicely, I must agree.
Yeah. So, well, hey, the goal of this show is to keep it short, fun, and casual, and we've been talking about for half an hour. So, any closing thoughts? We'll wrap it up and do it again in a week or two.
Closing thoughts. I hope everybody enjoys Falcon and Winter Soldier on Friday, because that's all I can think about this week. Like, I'm literally just trying to like work and sleep the days away, so Friday will get to us. Like, I don't want to waste some time. So. I'm going to be playing D&D tomorrow night and live streaming it.
Okay. If you have a link, we'll push that around social media.
Yeah, I just retweeted it with a few artists. We're going to be doing Dungeons and Dragons and drawing for a couple of hours tomorrow night. So people must just check on my Twitter and Will Slaney's Twitter, because the details are on there. So come and have a look. I'm playing a Arakocra bard who's kind of awesome.
Excellent.
Cool. Jacob, closing thoughts?
There's one other movie I wanted to talk about. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm interested in it, and I recently saw it, I think, on Netflix. It's called Jiu-Jitsu. It's a Nicolas Cage film that looks like a mix between Mortal Kombat and Predator, where an alien comes to Earth in search of he wants to fight the best fighters in the world. Otherwise, he's going to destroy our planet.
It's jiu-jitsu with no jiu-jitsu in it.
Yeah, but it looks utterly silly and like one of those movies I am going to enjoy mocking.
Yeah, I think so.
I love Nicolas Cage, but that's kind of movies he makes mostly these days.
He's a diverse actor in that he makes amazing award-winning films and sometimes just utter schlock.
Man's got to eat, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate talking to you guys. It's always a good time. Thanks for coming out. Thanks to all of our listeners and viewers out there on the internet. And we will catch you next time on the BAMF podcast.
Support the
Thanks,
Patreon.
guys.